discussion, especially on the different initiatives, different steps, and especially on mobile governance, Wi-Fi city, so many insights. In fact, now we are in fact coming to the session number 6, which is encouraging entrepreneurship, incubation, as well as financial inclusions. Now we have Mr. Sanatan he's a regional passport officer from Ministry of External Affairs, who is with us today. He has actually traveled from, he's a RPO from Jharkhand. He is with us today. We also have Mr. Ranjan Kumar, who is actually heading the financial inclusion from a NGO organization called Nidan. And he is actually bridging the banks as well as the people and community at large. Later on, the panel would also be joined by Mrs. Rashmi Singh. He is a national convener on the National Forum for Action on Convergence. And Shri Ravi Gupta Sahab will also join the panel. I would now invite Mr. Sanatan to please be on the dais, and the panelist as well as Mr. Ranjan Kumarji to please be on the dais. And Ravi sir to please be on the dais. Mrs. Rashmi Singh will join us in shortly. She is already on the way.
Let me also invite Monisha from InfoSeege here. So, please be here. So, Mr. Sanatan, he's from the passport office, and a lot of IT is happening in the passport department. So, it is a great privilege to have you here, and you can talk about the IT initiatives in the passport department. Welcome, sir.
Thanks, Elites, for giving me this opportunity to be here. In fact, the Chief Passport Officer of India, Mr. Muktesh Kumar Pardesi, was to be here, but because of his parliamentary obligation, he was not able to make it to this conference. This conference is very important, as he was telling that Bihar is the hub of knowledge. The earliest seat of knowledge was in here at Nalanda, at the time of Mauryas. So we are now reviving that knowledge hub, Monisha, and I'm sure that within not more than 10 years, Bihar will again reclaim its lost glory. I do believe, and you have the confidence in our people. Let's start with e-governance. Being a bureaucrat or being an Indian citizen, I am more interested to see my government a strong government. I'm not talking anything different from the e-governance. And you know, the strength of the government is the trust of the people. If the people of this country is having the element of trust with the government, then our government is strong. And I personally feel that this trust develops with the transparency in the government. And e-governance is a wonderful tool to implement the transparency, accountability, and the democratic values in the system of governance. I'm very much thankful to the earlier panelist who was discussing the definition of e-governance. Rather, I will go one step ahead. According to me, there are 3 prerequisites for the e-governance. Since all of you are here, some of you may from the government department also. that the three prerequisite is the minimum threshold level of infrastructure of technology that is required. And we are very happy in India that this infrastructure is developing in a very faster manner, and rather the big companies like Infosys, Wipro, TCS, they are doing a lot of work to expand the infrastructure facility, technological facility. The second thing is that your human capital. Simply, if we will install the infrastructure facility in the country, it will not lead to the progress in the matter of e-governance. We'll have to make our people to use as a capital. That is the training mode, training part. And the third is e-connect. Then how we go to the people, because as Mr. Sanjeevan was telling, that it is for the people. This e-governance is for the people. Whatever wonderful system we are having here in our system, in our system of governance, it is worthless if we are not able to penetrate to the commonest people of the country. So connectivity is also a big issue, and rather I'm thankful for that survey report which was shown by Mr. Shailesh Srivastava, that the mobile connectivity is zooming like anything, even in the rural area. And through M applications, we are penetrating into even the rural sector of this country. So these are the three prerequisites of e-governance. And with this mind setup, now let me introduce, and why I am introducing me at a later stage, and why I made this background. I am Sanatan, I am Regional Passport Officer at Jharkhand, and I am representing the Ministry of External Affairs. And our prime duty is to issue a license to leave the country. That in general term you call it a passport. So prior to 2009 also we were issuing the passport, and after 2009 also we are issuing the passport, and there is no change in the force of that passport being issued prior to 2009. It is still, that was also forceful, and today it is also forceful. But after in the year 2009, we started transforming the entire system of issuance of passport. And we made that philosophy which Mr. Atul was telling, or Mr. Sanjeevan was telling, that the entire passport making process should be made for the people. And we adopted the system of e-governance in the issuance of passport. So the first prerequisite was the making the infrastructure facility throughout the country for issuance of passport. You know, the government is having some financial crunch. So we invited the big companies to do work on PPP mode, public-private partnership mode. And we were very lucky to have one of the best service provider in the country called Tata Consultancy Services, who came forward to help us in implementing the Passport Seva project. We named it a Passport Seva project. We made the application, and we developed the entire infrastructure throughout the 78 locations throughout the country. We are having here at Patna at Ashiana Nagar, Ranchi is there at Galaxia Mall, Ratu Road, and 78 other locations. We are having that infrastructure built under public-private partnership mode. Why I am highlighting this thing? Because the bureaucracy sometimes find it very difficult to invest towards such kind of infrastructure development of technological infrastructure facility. If it can be done under PPP mode, then the problem of financing will be no more. Then we got our manpower capital developed by the service provider itself. And the third thing is e-connect. The entire process we made online. Now anyone who wish to get a passport must have to register online, and everything is completely online. So for this e-connect, as Principal Secretary IT of Government of Bihar is also here, I'd like to make a special mention that we were more concerned in reaching to the people. So we had a great talk with the Principal Secretary IT of Government of Jharkhand, and we found that in all the states there are common service centers available in all the block at all block levels and even at village levels also. So we use your CSE, Common Service Center. In Jharkhand it is called Pragya Kendra. I don't know what it is called in Bihar. And we used the services of the Pragya Kendra, that is Common Service Center, for enabling the people to use the e-governance kind of system. Then one more thing about the e-governance I would like to highlight because most of you are the IT professional here. So it is very important that Shailesh was talking about the integration part. It is very important for the integration. We did the wonderful integration in our back office integration, our single function integration, and our cross function integration. The issuance of passport, I am coming back on passport matter. The issuance of passport is subject to the police verification by the concerned state government police authority. So we joined hand with the local police, and we met the superintendent of police of all the districts online. Here also in Bihar, now all the superintendent of police, they are online insofar as the passport issuance is concerned. And we did a wonderful integration, a cross-function integration with the Passport Seva project. And by the virtue of all this enabling the people to apply for the passport, you will be amazed to know that when the last year in the single state of Bihar, the Patna, we issued passport to the tune of 1.7 lakhs in the last year, 2013 I do believe. In the year 2014, this figure rose to 3.2 lakhs in a year. So I think that this is the process of enabling the people. The services was earlier also, the same people were there, the same set of system was there, but people were not coming. And it is a very good example and decent example of implementing the e-governance in the Passport Seva project. Now, in a brief, I'll tell you now that how we made the system different by using the e-governance in the Passport Seva project. Now everything is automated. Earlier you had to buy a 10 rupees form, you'll have to fill the form manually, then go to the passport office counter, use queue and all, and then submission of application, then your forms was required to be sent physically to the concerned SP, then concerned SP had to send the report personally, physically to my office, then our officers used to screen and examine those reports and finally allow the passport, and then passport was printed. Now after the advent of the e-governance, you apply the passport from your home using your laptop by using our website www.passportindia.gov.in. Very simple, user-friendly application. File your application online, pay the fee online only, and you will get a suitable date, because we are creating a wonderful database of all the citizens whosoever are getting passport in India or abroad. We capture the biometric details of the person and we take the photograph on the spot in our Passport Seva Kendra. So every applicant, they have to come to our Passport Seva Kendra at least or not more than once. At a designated time, at a designated date, he has to report. The online system will tell that you are required to go to the Passport Seva Kendra at Ashiana Nagar, Patna at so-and-so date, at so-and-so time. Our system, our people, they are waiting for you. You go there, you get your biometric details captured by our system, and go home happily within a period of not more than 40 minutes. This is the national time of processing the entire application for passport by the Passport Seva project. So passport we are issuing for 10 years, and your investment of time is 40 minutes only. That is the saving of time, is the saving of manpower, and it is the creation of wealth also. If you are not allowing you to stay in our system for more than 40 minutes, it means you are saving your time. And time is always money. And the system, thereafter the system takes care of everything. Then automated generation of your entire detail, and its automated transmission to the superintendent of police of your concerned district. Till that point, everything is online. But what is not online, from SP to Thana level, the central government is also making a software, that's a mobile software, as our earlier speakers was telling. That mobile software, we are interested to provide those mobile software at Thana level, and from that mobile software, that integration will be there, and Thana people will submit the report to SP, because we require the SP's verification, and SP will further submit the report to the passport functionary. One very beautiful thing is that we have delegated the power of issuance of passport, or printing the passport, rather not issuance, the printing of passport, to the concerned SP. The moment the concerned SP approves the report as clear, from that end a print command is generated and sent to our printing machine back in the passport, regional passport office of the respective state. And that passport is printed automatically. So no human intervention after you submit your application in the passport. So minimum human intervention means minimum trouble for the officers also and for the people also. Now the SMS part, we keep the people informed about each and every activity. The moment you get your online application done, if you have to go to the Passport Seva Kendra Patna on 22nd of February, then in the morning, in the evening of 21st, there will be SMS will come to you. These are all auto-generated SMS by using the technology. That Mr. X, you are required to go to Patna office tomorrow. Be prepared with all your documentation. Then you reach there. At every step, suppose we are having 3 counters, counter A, counter B, counter C. If you have finished with counter A, then an SMS will come to you that you please proceed to counter B. When we transmit your application to the police authority, the automated SMS goes to the applicant on his your registered mobile number that your police verification has been initiated and sent to your concerned SP on so and so date at so and so time, so that you can keep tab on those SP report. Then when the police submits a clear report, then the system will initiate another SMS that the police, your concerned SP has sent a clear police report. So then you can watch that what was the time of sending the police report and what was the time of sending the passport, because your ultimate intention is to get a passport, not the police report. And from there, when we print the passport, then again SMS goes that your passport has been printed by the regional passport officer. And then when it is finally dispatched, then again one SMS goes along with the your speed post number, that your passport has been dispatched by speed post number so and so and so and so date. So it's a wonderful system of Passport Seva project, and I'll be glad to inform you that in the year 2014, sir, the Ministry of the Department of Administrative Reforms and Public Grievances has awarded the Passport Seva project of Government of India as the best IT product by any of the government department in its gold category. And on 30th of January, this award was given by the Secretary of ARPG in Gandhinagar. Apart from that, we are being... Sir, insofar as I was anticipating that some of the officers from the police department also be here, I'm telling you my experience in the Jharkhand. Jharkhand Director General of Police, Mr. Rajiv Kumar, he has started a very good initiation on our instance. He has started one DGP Aapke Dwar program. Anyone who is from Home Department, he can convince your own DG here at Patna. And that DGP Aapke Dwar program is, Jharkhand is having 24 districts. And these all 24 SPs, they are connected through video conferencing in the video conferencing hall of the DGP. And all the passport applicants, they are invited in the office of the concerned SP in their respective districts. And I am also invited over there. And the on-the-spot resolution of the problem of common citizen are resolved by the Director General of Police through that video conferencing, a combined video conferencing of all the 24 SPs of Jharkhand. I think that these are certain good practices which can be replicated by our neighboring state in Bihar. So if anyone is from the Home Department of Government of Bihar can pass on this message to the present DG also here. I will request Tripurari sir also to speak to the Principal Secretary Home that why such kind of things are not initiated here. Another thing from IT department, sir, your counterpart in the government of Jharkhand is Mr. N.N. Sinha.
I know him very well.
So on the instance and on the proactive approach of Mr. Sinha, he has told me that Mr. Sanatan, you will have to impart training to all the CSEs, Common Service Centers, CSEs, Common Service Centers, Sanchalak, they call the head of the Common Service Center is Sanchalak, to how to facilitate the people to file the online application. So we imparted them training in our own center, in batches of course, because I think that there are some 1,000 Pragya Kendra CSEs in Jharkhand, we imparted training. So why it is important? You see, 42nd Constitution Amendment says that we are a socialist country. Socialist country means the division of resources in an equitable manner. Because growth is possible, but sustainable growth is not possible unless and until your growth is for the good of the common people of this country. In the e-governance also, I personally feel, whosoever is, Dr. Ravi Gupta is here, he's the editor-in-chief of your eBihar magazine. He will pass on this message to your readers also and to the bureaucrats also. I personally feel that there are now diffusion of this technology, it is also concentrating. There are some, earlier the terminology was haves and have-nots. Rather, I'll say that nowadays there are certain communities, e-haves and e-have-nots. We have to diminish this gap by enabling our people. Otherwise, that will not be a sustainable growth. If you are empowering a certain section of society and if you are not taking care of rest of the people of this country, the growth will not be sustainable. Because it is the ultimate vision of the government to see a country without hunger and without poverty. The growth must be sustainable, whether in passport or in any area. Either it is housing or it's public distribution or it's midday meal. So we'll have to reduce that very gap. We empower our every citizen to come into the category of e-haves. I think that you are getting me what I'm planning to, what I'm trying to say. That this must be diminished. Otherwise, we will fail in our mission. E-governance is, as rightly our earlier speaker told, it is for the people. We have to, it should be our intention to cover 100% citizen to this e-governance project in whatever manner we are implementing it. And time and again I think that our present Prime Minister, he says that sabka saath. He mentioned so many times, हमको 125 करोड़ जनता को साथ लेकर चलना है. And this is a very, very clear message to all the bureaucrats. That we cannot take chance to leave even a single person. Do we have any plan or any e-governance plan for the beggars who are begging in front of Patna railway station? Our technological team must understand all these things. It's a wonderful thing, and enabling people. The central government vision is to enable some 2,500 cities at Wi-Fi city during the next 3 months. Patna has already joined this band. And rather a big round applause for our Principal Secretary IT, Sri Tripurari Sharanji, that you are marching ahead of the central government vision. So such kind of enabling the people is a must kind of thing for the e-governance program. And we in the Ministry of External Affairs, we are seized of the matter. And our mission is to give passport to each and every person, because in my earliest address I said that it's a license to leave the country, and it is attached to the fundamental right to move freely within the country. Supreme Court has said that right to have a passport is a fundamental right, and it is none of the intention of the state to come between the fundamental right of the people and the people. So we are here to help the people, and through the implementation of the Passport Seva project. And I am really thankful to you, because 15 minutes you have given to me, so I cannot exceed that limit. I have to come to your expectation also, and thank you for giving me a patient hearing. Thanks a lot. Thanks once again, Alex, to call me here on the dais. Thanks a lot.
सनातन जी, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. आपने आईटी यूसेज इन पासपोर्ट डिपार्टमेंट के बारे में बहुत विस्तार से बताया. May I now take the liberty of inviting the Principal Secretary IT of the Government of Bihar, and who is the person who has led this conference and guided us. So can we, sir, have your address, please? Welcome, sir.
Esteemed panelists on the dais, and all my friends in the audience. Indeed, it's been a long journey as far as e-governance is concerned, and we have a long distance to cover. Some of the essence of that journey is captured sometimes better by personal tales, and I will tell you just one of them. When I was a student in Delhi University in the late 70s, every time the holidays would come, we needed to buy a railway ticket, a railway reservation to get home. And to buy the railway ticket, in the morning we used to get our breakfast packed. At breakfast time we used to get our lunch packed, because we knew that it is going to be a long haul. Go to New Delhi railway station, stand in the queue for hours and hours together sometimes, especially when the rush season came. The other day, I was planning a holiday for my son and my wife to go to Europe sometime in the month of May. I just went on to a site which books your tickets, and within about 15 minutes, and that 15 minutes also because I was responding a little late, because I was still thinking about the dates and whether I should change them or not. But within about 15 minutes, I had my ticket booked to go to Europe in the month of May. Not just myself, but my wife and my son. So this is the journey we have covered, from a whole long day's endeavor to buy a railway ticket, a railway reservation. Of course, today you can buy a railway reservation for going from anywhere to anywhere in this country. Unfortunately, and this is to highlight a very important aspect of e-governance. Unfortunately, you can buy a ticket, but most of the time you will be waitlisted. You will be waitlisted because I don't want to go into the reasons, but the lesson that we need to learn from this, one of the most monumental e-governance endeavors of the government of India. I do not think there is any other bigger endeavor and which has had such a long checkered history, all that I want to say is, and this is something which I keep repeating in every conference, every platform relating to IT and e-governance, that what is the problem, let's say, in the railway system? In the railway system, the problem is that they have not really accounted for the irregularities which can creep in because of faulty program logistics. And that is the reason why even today, you may have heard, you may have read in the newspapers also, there are any number of occasions when these news reports keep coming up about touts in the railways and, how they were rounded up, how they were, caught and so on and so forth. So what I'm saying is that the essence of the lesson that we need to learn is that your front-end delivery can only be as good as the back end. In fact, सनातन जी ने जो अभी कहा पूरी बात पासपोर्ट डिलीवरी के बारे में, वहाँ भी ये लागू होता है, क्योंकि आपके बैक एंड पे वो सिस्टम ऑटोमेटेड है ही नहीं, वो पुलिस वेरिफिकेशन में तो ह्यूमन इंटरवेंशन हो रहा है. My dream would be to see, and especially when every citizen has a unique ID, my dream would be to see that every Thana's database is connected across the country, so that today, if I log in, the Thana database should be able to say whether I have any FIRs against me, whether I have any police record of an adverse nature. And then from there, you don't need any human intervention. You don't need a thanedar to give you verification. Again, talking about this long journey, imagine about the second time I had to renew my passport was in the year 2000. And mind you, I am a member of the Covenanted Civil Service, which I have joined only after police verification. That was, of course, 30 years back. But in the year 2000, when I had to get my passport renewed, I had gone for a morning swim. I was staying in Delhi. I had gone for a morning swim. And when I came back, my wife came and said, my wife said that, in the morning, one of these inspectors had come for verification of your identity. So I told him, he's not here, but I am his wife. Tell me what you want to know. So he said, nahi, wo to jab rahenge tabhi. He wanted to see my face. I mean, can you imagine? I am a member of the Covenanted Civil Service of this country. I am residing in a government accommodation. And my identity is public identity. But, such is the, I don't blame the system. I blame the people who implanted this, faulty colonial system on this thing. We'll not go into that. That's a favorite topic of mine, how we have inherited a faulty legacy and we are carrying on with that. But, मजाक में लोग कहते हैं हमारे यहाँ, गाँव में कहते हैं दरोगा, the give, रो के द, नहीं तो गा के द. So, सनातन जी, ये आपके सिस्टम को मैं बहुत अप्रिशिएट कर रहा हूं, लेकिन जो मैंने बात कही, ये बहुत मूल बात है. Your front end can only be as good as the back end. And we're struggling with this problem. Even in my own department, Shailesh was talking about SSDG, right? My dream is to be able to see that one portal where the citizens of this state can go and from there navigate into whatever services they want. But that is not very easy to come by, not in the near future, because we have to do a huge amount of back-end work, a huge amount of back-end work. Each of the departments has to get its acts together do process re-engineering, business process re-engineering, organize its data in an intelligent fashion so that it can be picked up by an intelligent software for varied purposes, varied uses. So that is the other thing that I wanted to drive home at. And finally, before I leave, I would like to drive home this very important point that, look, in the realm of technology, we move forward only as well and as good as we know. And even in this age of internet, online connectivity and interactivity, there is no better way to add value to your knowledge, to augment your knowledge, and to keep yourself abreast of the latest developments. There is no other way, there is no better way than, getting together on a common platform and sharing your experience. So Ravi, I really thank you for having organized this, and I think we should have more of these regular interactions, more focused interactions. Of course, some of these things of a plenary nature are also important, but remember, this is an advice I am giving you, which you can carry forward in your future initiatives. Always distinguish between a plenary and a focused session. And when you are having a plenary session, do not do it just for doing a conference. For a plenary session, you must try and extend and expand your clientele, your audience, so that, there is value derived from your effort. Plenary sessions are typically meant for people who are on the threshold of that particular platform, where if they were not to go in, they would not be able to know what's happening. They will not be able to get a wind of what's happening. And if they were to stay out, then of course, there's no question of knowing. So the plenaries have to be very carefully planned, because in a focused session, if I need to interact with just a few people I know who to interact with, there is no problem. It has to be, amongst people who you're supposed to be sharing your knowledge with. But in plenary sessions, you have to have a larger clientele, a larger audience, which I think will be a building block for disseminating not just your knowledge, but disseminating also the endeavor, the effort that is going into, creating what Mr. S.P. Sinha was saying yesterday, creating that culture of learning, entrepreneurship, development, all of these things combined. So that's just one minor piece of advice that I would like to give you. And I am greatly beholden to all of you who have participated in the conference since yesterday. And I would like to extend my invitation to all of you for any suggestion that you might come up with in terms of some of the priorities that we need to carry forward in the department, and a fraction of it I have highlighted yesterday, and I would like to repeat it again. While in the department, in the information technology department, we are facilitators, our prime effort is to be able to provide the infrastructure for e-governance. We are also charged with the responsibility of e-literacy in the state, which is a very, very onerous task. And towards that end, whoever would like to contribute, I think this whole idea of crowdsourcing has become very popular. I would also request my SEMT team to start this whole business of crowdsourcing ideas from people about how to improve some of our systems, how to implement some of our systems that we are trying to implement. For example, some of our projects are stuck because of inadequate top to bottom information flow or in faulty reporting system. And we need to plug those loopholes. I'm sure if we are able to build a large mass of illiterate people in the state, that culture will ensure that the automaton moves on its own in the course of time. It has, as it has moved on in some of the developed economies. Thank you.
Because of the governance issues at the larger level in the state, the principal secretary had to leave early. There is a lot of things happening in the state, as you are already aware. So we will continue with the session, and I will invite Monisha. She was to make a PowerPoint presentation, and so we will have it here. And just to tell you about Monisha, that she has a long history in e-governance. She has worked with Price Waterhouse, ILNFS, and then with the CSC e-governance SPV of the Department of IT, and now with Infosys. So it is a 10-year-old, I think, friendship we have, and I am happy that she accepted our request to be here. So I will ask her to make a presentation.
Yeah, thank you, Ravi. No, it's a privilege actually to be a part of this event. And I already made a little bit of discussion, I was part of whatever deliberations I had to have. But at the same time, was also wanting to show some of the technology, latest technologies, emerging technologies, and, in terms of e-governance. Oh, sorry. I pressed something. Wait a minute, huh? I touched upon that India's current tech infrastructure that we have. Why it is happening like this? It goes straight away to the last slide, maybe. So let me just briefly touch upon few of the slides. Your global e-gov maturity trend. Everybody talked about e-governance, different stages where we are. Just as per the Lane and Lee model. So there are 4 different stages of e-governance actually. One is catalog, transaction, vertical, and horizontal. Just now, Principal Secretary has mentioned about passport also. How to have end-to-end one-stop shop solution. For example, passport is available fine, but for police verification, backend is not yet integrated. So that stage is actually the horizontal integration that will take care of. So at this stage, we first had this, information available, then transaction online available, then vertical integration. Up to that stage, I think India has, reached. Next level would be real one-stop shop solution, which would take care of all the back-end integration, a common platform, all the issues that we are currently facing. That stage we will reach as per the global e-gov maturity trend. We are in number 3 actually. So, and also ease of doing business. Everybody, we read a lot about ease of doing business in India. So now new government has also coming up with a lot of reforms and saying that, we welcome all private entities to work, because we are working towards doing business, making easy for you to do business. But at the same time, if you look into the World Bank record, ease of doing business in India is still 143. And starting a business is actually 158. So that actually takes off what? This takes off the procedures that we have. Since we have to, go many different offices, and then all this procedural, then it times and cost of manpower, everything. So ease of doing business is still not very good in India, and we have to work towards this direction now. So although e-governance has gone ahead, but at the same time, because of these issues, some of these issues, we have e-services. Many e-services are available, but decision making is not yet done because of every ministry will have their own decisions and own way of functioning. So the citizen actually suffers. So that is why administration and e-democracy is little lower at the moment. So what is the emerging need? Emerging need is we should have platform agnostic solutions, multilingual tools, and then free and easy to use internet mobile applications. So everybody in the previous sections also talked about we have all platforms, but it is not really common. We have to come up with a common solution. So now we are a little lower, and then when we will have automated decision making process through open government data mechanism and then open APIs, then we will be actually having digital infrastructure where e-services, e-administration and e-governance will actually give its better shape. So now also Digital India, Make in India program that talks, because of those issues, the new Digital India and Make in India program has touched upon those initiatives, because as per our learnings that connectivity, mobile and all these then are there required for citizen services. So there are two broad categories the Digital India program talks about. One is the services and second is the reforms in government department. So the reforms in government department would actually take care of the back-end issues that we all are talking about since morning. Seamless integration of ministries and then services platform for all online mobile phones. Then this is a framework which we develop for smart city concept, where through digital governance we will be having a model smart city where free connectivity like Bihar, Patna we already have, and then everybody will not be using mobile services. Just now sir has also mentioned about what about the beggars? Are we taking care of the beggars? So beggar will not have the e-governance or the mobile phone. So how will we take care of not only the beggars, many people will not have mobile phones. So for them we'll also have to take care, the already set up common service centers, the citizen CACs are already there to take care of those issues. And then so CACs are now growing wider. Passport Seva, Aadhaar, lot many services are being offered. So now skill development also citizen common service CACs are giving. So now CACs are growing into giving services for the government as well as training the individuals for private entrepreneurs, giving the entrepreneurs skill opportunity to have entrepreneurs skill development like that. So and then you have through this fourth level horizontal this thing as per the Lane and Lee model, when we will have the through a single window model, then we'll have easy access to government regulations also. We can just go and ping one website and then we can get all information. Need not go door to door, ministry that way. And then another is that we have to have a control and command system to run all these, because your services are having, health department is giving one service, education department is giving service, the different services. But to have one common, which gives the ultimate benefit to the citizen, we have to have a command and control mechanism and a 24-hour help desk, which will be actually integrated with all the backends of the various ministries and departments. So for that, this NOFN and other broadband connectivities are also taking care of, is actually taking care of those issues. So blocks are already coming up. Now we have to actually build the building that way. And education, I already heard in midday meal, this focus areas at the moment, as per the school MMP, is now they're looking of quality, governance at school and governance within department. They're not no longer looking at having school, because Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan has already taken care of having one school per 3 kilometer radius. Schools are already there, but now we have to have a quality schools. So quality schools meaning we have to have basic infrastructure, hygiene, that is one part. Secondly, we also have to have the connectivity and how this, teachers can be motivated. If a teacher in Assam can have the exposure of teacher, in Kerala or in JNK, so that they can share their experiences through blogs and other mechanism. So you can enhance and show what, success stories you have in your school. So that is there, and then also you can have your career management through technology. So human resource part nowadays, many of the school teachers are not really, there are a lot many trainings happening for them, but at the same time they are not really happy to get so many trainings because they do not understand why we are given those trainings. I mean, just for the sake of getting trainings, they are getting so many trainings, but they are not really getting actual exposure that they are supposed to get. They still do not know what is happening in Kerala or any other. So through video conferencing, all those mechanisms, they should talk to each other. So those mechanisms we can bring through education. And then for financial management also, there are actually three for quality governance and governance within school: policy administration, financial management and HR. So these are the three basic things which we can talk of. And policy administration, there is a successful story which you have already heard today on the midday meal scheme. Then we can also have scholarships and student tracking. All these are in pockets happening. Many success stories are there also in Bihar, how student tracking mechanism is being done through education. But we have to actually have a bigger platform to actually come up to a bigger scale. Then the other is, some of your international experiences which I have seen from our organization is that through mobile handset, how we are giving trainings to the youths and the college-going students. Because everybody is very happy to use a mobile phone. Now all college-going students, youths are having phones and they are very, kind of connected to the society. So they can, if we can have a mechanism through the government school through which they can, give their feedback, and rural level through local content is very important, because we are not talking of the urban students, we are talking also of the areas of rural students who may not have mobile phone. They will have mobile phone, but they would have to have a local content so that they can actually interact freely. So that is what is very, very important, to have local content, this thing for career management, online training, distant training, because although this pre-primary schools are there every 3 kilometers radius, but mid-level school and higher secondary schools are not there, and students, mostly the girls, we all know they do not go too far off. So if we can provide, for their distant learning through mobile, then continuity in education will be taken care of, and higher education can be taken care of. So these are some of the thoughts which we have actually shared, done abroad, not in India. We thought that we can also have in India with those kind of help from mobile phone for education. Then we all nowadays talk so much on social media analytics. So today also I've heard, while coming, I read that PMO is actually coming up of how they can do analytics of the MyGov data, and also the Facebook and Twitter data, how they can actually understand the sentiment analysis. For example, fuel price hike or election in any the state, what is the sentiment of the people? Or if something, dharna rally coming up, how they can take care of those. So those they're trying to take care of all these through social media analytics. So work is already in progress, where you can have, for example, on your fingertips, the policymaker can have the map of India, and then if you can click on Bihar, then you will know what is happening in Bihar. So the key alerts, news media, etc., can be done through social media analytics through mobile phone. And the other is on the energy management, because for the smart city, we all know energy is the key for development, using modern technology in the smart city. These are some of the, the energy management processes which in Infosys we have actually started. The first picture that you are seeing, energy efficiency, there is no light inside. The building in Hyderabad is built in such a way, you do not need, it's all sunlight that comes in. So that is the way how, and we can all take care of the energy efficiency, and then also through solar power. All these technologies already available. We have already used all these. Now we only have to work together along with the government, and how to make use for smart city and other initiatives of e-governance. Then other thing also is open data Open data here I'm talking only in terms of energy, but open data policy is widely being introduced all over the world, and now Government of India has also come up with open data policy, through which everybody is required to share the data, which is sensitive. It's not like that, but there's data that you can actually share. Instead of everybody collecting data and spending so much of money, you please share your data that is already available, so that people can use or make use of that, and then your public money also taxpayers' money also will be reduced. So in first for the advanced metering infrastructure, that issue was there for the smart grid also, that where will you get the data. Now they have set up the smart meters through which you have the data in place. Now you have to have a policy to share all these data to the fullest potential. Now, some of the emerging technologies for structured and unstructured data. Structured data, the data that is already available in all the ministries, and unstructured data could be from Wikipedia, from social media, all that comes from media, etc. So now, how do you have a good database so that you have a strong, and reliable data in place. So now technologies are there, like Internet of Things, machine-to-machine, big data analytics, then open application programming interface. So these are the tools already available, and we are actually using this. And now Bihar also, in the morning, I understand many data analytics work has already been started, but some of these are the main tools emerging, across the world. It's being used so that you can actually have a common data platform for various platforms and accelerate your decision-making process. So, and then few enablers also I'd just like to touch upon. One is a social media monitoring solution. Although now, as I said, the PMO has introduced that social media solution, but that is one of the very important tool, because it allows the citizen to talk freely and more effectively. You can actually reach out or hear your citizen through this monitoring solution. Then, as I said, open data, also real-time data would create a bonanza of new services. Big data can create results if you have all this data in time. If you have real data, big data tool is available. But how do you actually get that? Policy has to be drawn. Then only you will have fullest potential, make use of the big data analytics. Then localization tool is the key. Without local content, you cannot reach out to your last citizen of the village. And then policy and leadership, of course, that is there. It's coming up everywhere. But at the same time, some level, decision level at one thing, we should have all control of all the data. That is also very, very key. Otherwise, if there are different leaders are there in different things, then they may not have one leader to actually command the entire program. So security and data privacy also through open government data, we are taking care of that, and this is important. And as I said also in the morning, same thing, that in Bihar we should set up some IT parks and some knowledge hubs, because so many NGOs and many civil society organizations and many pilot projects are already done and very successfully done. So we can have some knowledge hubs so that it can be spread across. And then some tax mechanism of the state that can be, to attract more and more private entities to come up with SEZ kind of a model. And so that you can bring back talented people of Bihar and have some road shows that, many people are still not aware of, although so many good things are done. So that exposure and understanding, awareness is still a need. So if you have a road show and say, look, this is what we have done and we can do, then also it will come, there will be a change, I'm sure. So that is it in brief, I would like to say. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for providing your insights onto this. I would now invite Mr. Ranjan Kumar from Nidan. Nidan is an organization out here who is actually actively working in Bihar for financial inclusion. The Prime Minister's Jan Dhan Yojana, and Nidan has almost around 1,000, they have offices in 1,000 locations across in Bihar, and they had been doing lots of activities for encouraging financial inclusion in this state. Over to you, Mr. Kumar.
धन्यवाद सोनी जी। आईटी विभाग के प्रधान सचिव त्रिपुरारी शरण जी, बिहार के आयोजकगण, सभा में उपस्थित माननीय साथीगण। निदान एक एनजीओ है और पिछले 20 सालों से हम लोग बिहार और अन्य राज्यों में काम कर रहे हैं। मुख्य रूप से मैं उसका फाउंडर डायरेक्टर हूं और मुख्य रूप से हम लोग जो काम करते हैं माइक्रो फाइनेंस, लाइवलीहुड, स्वास्थ्य, शिक्षा, हाउसिंग राइट्स को लेके, लाइवलीहुड के एजेंडा को लेके, सामाजिक सुरक्षा के मुद्दों को लेके, विमेन एम्पावरमेंट, बहुत वेरियंस तमाम चीज़ों पे हम लोगों का काम है, खास करके ग्रासरूट्स लेवल इंटरवेंशंस है। इसके अलावा अध्ययन, शोध और संस्था, वाटर सैनिटेशन के ऊपर भी हम लोग काम कर रहे हैं। आज का जो मुख्य रूप से जो मैं धन्यवाद देना चाहूँगा ई बिहार के आयोजकों का कि इस 2 दिन की संगोष्ठी का उन्होंने सफलतापूर्वक आयोजन किया। लास्ट सत्र चल रहा है और ई गवर्नेंस का खास करके इंफॉर्मेशन के इशूज में लेके उसका सार्थक था ग्रासरूट्स लेवल पे क्या है, हम उस संदर्भ में आज आप लोग के सामने कुछ रखना चाहेंगे। खास करके इसके लेके एक हम लोग ग्रासरूट्स लेवल पे इंटरवेंशंस ई गवर्नेंस को लेके पिछले 1 साल से कर रहे हैं मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ वुमेन एंड चाइल्ड के सपोर्ट से, और WDC जो बिहार का जो वुमेन डेवलपमेंट कॉरपोरेशन है उनके संयुक्त तत्वाधान में ये कार्यक्रम जो है मुख्य रूप से उसका नाम है पूर्ण शक्ति केंद्र। ये पंचायत लेवल पे इंफॉर्मेशंस और कन्वर्जेंस को लेके ये पूरा का पूरा ये काम है। उसके बारे में एक केस स्टडी के रूप में मैं आप लोगों को रखना चाहूँगा कि किस प्रकार से जमीनी स्तर पे, पंचायत के स्तर पे जो आपको जो वंचित समुदाय है, जो एक्सक्लूडेड कम्युनिटी है, उनको कैसे मेन स्ट्रीम पे ला सकता है। और सोनी जी बोल भी रहे थे कि फाइनेंशियल इंक्लूजन के बारे में हम बात करेंगे इस पूरे कंटेस्ट को लेके। आज जो मेरा मुद्दा है उस पर हम लोग सोशल इंक्लूजन इन लार्जर पर्सपेक्टिव एंड फाइनेंशियल इंक्लूजन इन पर्टिकुलर के कंटेक्स्ट में हम इसको रखने की बात करेंगे। जब हम सोशल इंक्लूजन की बात करते हैं तो कहीं ना कहीं ये बात आती है कि एक लार्जर तबका जो है वो एक्सक्लूडेड है, वो बाहर है, वंचित है, और उसको अंदर लाने में किस प्रकार से टेक्नोलॉजी जो है वो सहायक हो सकता है। खास करके जो ई गवर्नेंस की जो हम लोग बात कर रहे हैं, एक एक लोगों को कैसे हम लोग जोड़ पाते हैं, इस संदर्भ में हम लोग रखने का प्रयास करते हैं। ये जो पूर्ण शक्ति केंद्र है जिसको हम लोग बिहार में उमंग केंद्र के नाम से हम लोगों ने एक पायलट प्रोजेक्ट शुरू किया मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ वुमेन एंड चाइल्ड के माध्यम से। ये सोच ये था कि जो एक पंचायत में 3, 4 या 5 रेवेन्यू विलेज होते हैं और जिसमें करीब 2 से 3 हजार परिवार उसमें आवास करते हैं, एवरेज फैमिली साइज 5-6 के आसपास जो होता है, सरकार का तमाम स्कीम्स, चाहे वो सोशल सिक्योरिटी का प्रोग्राम हो, चाहे वो मनरेगा की बात हो रही हो, चाहे मिड डे मील स्कीम चलाने की बात हो रही हो, स्कूल फैमिली प्लानिंग का एजेंडा हो, फाइनेंशियल इंक्लूजन की बात हो, चाहे वो बैंक अकाउंट खोलने की बात हो, सेल्फ हेल्प ग्रुप हो, ज्वाइंट लाइबिलिटी ग्रुप्स हो, ये तमाम स्कीम यदि अभी हाल फिलहाल में चर्चा में भी है, करीब 66 स्कीम जो है वो पंचायत लेवल पे ऑपरेट करता है और 22 लोग सरकार से पेड और अनपेड जो है वहां पर उस पूरे प्रक्रिया में है। उसके बावजूद भी हमारे पास एक्यूरेट डाटा नहीं है। यदि आप आज बात कीजिए कि एक पंचायत में कितना हाउस होल्ड है तो आपको अलग अलग सोर्स से मिलेगा, ब्लॉक से अलग मिलेंगे आपको, जो इंफॉर्मेशन नेटवर्क है उनसे अलग मिलेंगे, विभाग के अलग अलग दायरा से अलग अलग इंफॉर्मेशन। अब सवाल उठता है कि जितने स्कीम्स है वो तो उन वंचितों के लिए है, जो लोग गरीब हैं, जो लोग डिप्राइव्ड है, उनके लिए सारा स्कीम्स है। और 66 स्कीम्स को एक्सेस करने के लिए आप सोचिए कि वो हर स्कीम्स के लिए उनको फॉर्म भरना पड़ता है, अलग अलग दिन कैंप लगता है। तो इसका मतलब ये हुआ एवरेज 10 से 12 दिन तो उनको स्कीम एक्सेस करने में चला जाता है और उनका रोजगार, उनको मोस्ट ऑफ देम आर डेली वेज अर्नर जो कि 200, 250, 150 रुपया के रूप में काम करते हैं। तो इस तमाम चीज़ों को देखते हुए हम लोगों का एक प्रयास था कि हम लोग एक वहाँ पर किस प्रकार से तमाम स्कूलों का कन्वर्जेंस हो और उसको एक्सेस वहाँ के लोग कैसे कर पाएँ, इसकी एक हमने रणनीति बनाई। और ये जब प्रोजेक्ट शुरू हुआ लास्ट फरवरी में, 1 साल पूरा हो गया इस 31 मार्च को। इस पूरे जब शुरुआत किए तो हम लोगों ने कहा कि नहीं, हम लोग इस पूरे उमंग केंद्र को पंचायत में प्लेस करेंगे ताकि वहां का ओनरशिप हो और वहां पर जो सेंटर होगा वहां पर हम लोग गांव की जो सबसे जो महिला होंगी वो उसको चलाएंगी। कम्युनिटी से हम लोगों ने आइडेंटिफाई किया और 6 उमंग केंद्र हम लोगों ने खोला एक्सपेरिमेंट तौर पे दानापुर, फुलवारी शरीफ और संपत चक के में 2-2 पंचायतों में हम लोगों ने पंचायत मुखिया से बात करके और पंचायत भवन में इसको की स्थापना की और हर जगह पे कम्युनिटी से एक महिला को जो दे आर न्यू लिटरेट 7वां 8वां पास होंगी उनको हम लोगों ने सिलेक्ट किया और करने के बाद उनको हम लोगों ने लैपटॉप दिया और लाइफ में कंप्यूटर तो कभी देखी नहीं थी, लैपटॉप तो ऐसे भी देखे हम लोग को घबराहट में लगता है, तो बाकी का तो बात करना मुश्किल है, लेकिन उनको उसको हम लोगों ने 15-20 दिन में वो हैंडल करना सीख गई और उसके बाद पूरा हाउस होल्ड डाटा हम लोगों ने कलेक्ट उनके माध्यम से करवाया, उनको फॉर्मेट दिए और वो खुद कलेक्ट की डाटा और उसमें एंट्री की, जितना टेबुलर फॉर्म में उस खुद एंट्री की और उसको उसके बाद डाटा कार्ड उनके पास था, उन्होंने मेल एक्सेस करना शुरू किया और सारा इंफॉर्मेशन डेली बेसिस पे ऑफिस भेजना शुरू किया और वो सब 8वां 7वां 8वां 9वां से ज्यादा उसमें कोई पढ़ी लिखी नहीं थी। प्रयास था कि यदि ये सीखेंगी तो ये गांव छोड़ के नहीं जाएगी, इनको ये यदि टेक्नोलॉजी का उपयोग है, मान लीजिए बाहर से स्टाफ रखते हैं तो वो तो सीखने के बाद फिर प्रोजेक्ट खत्म हो जाएगा और वहां से वो चला जाएगा, लेकिन ये गांव में रहेंगी और ये इनको एक्सेस है, ये फ्रेंडली है टेक्नोलॉजी से, तो ये कहीं ना कहीं एक हम सस्टेनेबल मॉडल की तरफ गवर्नेंस की तरफ बढ़ाएंगे। जब वो सारा डाटा कलेक्ट हुआ तब उसके बाद उनको लगा कि उसमें हाउस होल्ड वाइज किसको कौन सा स्कीम एक्सेस हो रहा है, कब उनको मिल रहा है, किसको नहीं मिल रहा है, पंचायत में कौन कौन सा स्कीम ऑपरेट कर रहा है, ये तमाम इंफॉर्मेशन उसमें आ गया। अब सवाल था कि इंफॉर्मेशन तो एक जगह है, हम लोगों ने वहां पर प्रिंटर वेंटर सारा अरेंजमेंट हम लोग कर दिया उसमें। अब इंफॉर्मेशन के बाद आपका होता है कि एक्सेस, और एक्सेस जब की बात करते हैं तब आपका एम्पावरमेंट का बात आता है। तो टेक्नोलॉजी एक तो कॉन्फिडेंस लेवल उनका बढ़ जाता है, बॉडी लैंग्वेज उनका चेंज हो जाता है जब यू हैंडल द लैपटॉप एंड ऑल, तो एक तो वो बढ़ गया। दूसरा, जब ये सारा इंफॉर्मेशन शेयर किसको करना है, ये हमारे लिए तो इंफॉर्मेशन है नहीं, आपके लिए तो इंफॉर्मेशन है नहीं, इंफॉर्मेशन तो पंचायत में ही है, लोग हैं, एक लोग सर्विस डिलीवरी देने वाले हैं, दूसरा सर्विस एक्सेस करने वाले लोग हैं, तो ये तो इंफॉर्मेशन वही चाहिए। तो इसमें हम लोगों ने कहा कि आप नारी की चौपाल लगाइए, और वो पूरे पंचायत, जनरली आम सभा होता नहीं है, पंचायत डिफंक्ट इसलिए है कि जनरल बॉडी मीटिंग नहीं होती है। हम लोगों ने इसके माध्यम से जितने एसएचजी वहां पर फॉर्म हुए, जितने जेएलजी फॉर्म हुए, उन तमाम लोगों के का मंथ में एक दिन उनका चौपाल लगता था और वो सारा इंफॉर्मेशन वहां शेयर करते थे कि इतना हाउस होल्ड है, ये स्कीम्स है, इस स्कीम के तहत ये मिलना है, इस साल हमको ये एक्सेस हुआ, ये उनको मिलना चाहिए। देन बिकम अ पब्लिक इंफॉर्मेशन। जब पब्लिकली आप डिस्कस करते हैं तो उसमें ट्रांसपेरेंसी की बात आती है, तब उसमें जो आपको बैकहैंड डीलिंग्स है वो रुकता है, और चूंकि लोग वहीं के हैं, जनप्रतिनिधि उन्हीं के हैं, पंचायत उनका है, ऑफिशियल्स भी उन्हीं के हैं, तो ये तमाम चीजें जो है वो एक्सेस स्मूथ होना शुरू हुआ और उनका डिलीवरी में का जो समय पीरियड था वो कम हो गया। दूसरा एजेंडा क्या होता है, आप देखिएगा ब्लॉक लेवल पे लोग बड़ा सा एजेंट लोग चले आते हैं कि अच्छा फॉर्म ये मिल जाएगा। जब उनके पास वेबसाइट, तो उनको जब नेट एक्सेस हुआ तो सारा फॉर्म आपका अपलोडेड था, तो वो अच्छा ज्यादा समय नहीं लेंगे आप लोग का। जब वो नेट एक्सेस करने की बात हुई तो उन्होंने फॉर्मेट्स को डाउनलोड करना शुरू किया और प्रिंट आउट लेके वहीं फॉर्म उपलब्ध है। सबसे बड़ा एग्जाम्पल अभी जनधन योजना का था। जैसे ही जनधन योजना स्कीम शुरू हुआ, 12,365 जो परिवार थे उसके उस 6 पंचायत में एक एक का अकाउंट खुल गया, और हम लोगों ने मेल से बैंक को इन्फॉर्म कर दिया उनका क्या आउटस्टैंडिंग है, क्या एजेंडा है, ब्रांच मैनेजर के पास एक्सेस है, हम लोग के पास, आपको फील्ड जाने की जरूरत नहीं है, वो सब आप आराम से भेज देते हैं। और सबसे अच्छी बात है कि हमको उनको वहां पर रिप्लेस करने की जरूरत नहीं है, जब हम वहां से विड्रॉ भी करेंगे तो वो प्रक्रिया चलते रहेगी। ये राष्ट्रीय स्तर बिहार में ये चूंकि अनुभव शेयर हुआ, पंचायत भी फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट है, क्योंकि पंचायत के लोग का वो सारा सिस्टम है, स्कीम सरकार का है। कहने का पर्पस ये है कि यदि आप इंफॉर्मेशन टेक्नोलॉजी को जमीनी स्तर पे उतारते हैं, जैसा कि समाधान जी बोल भी रहे थे कि टेक्नोलॉजी फॉर द पीपल, जब तक उसके लोगों से उसका संबंध नहीं होगा, जब तक अंतिम व्यक्ति तक उसकी पहुंच नहीं होगी, तब तक उसकी सार्थकता नहीं साबित हो पाएगी। तो ये प्रयास है, और हम लोग अभी इसके लिए एडवोकेसी कर रहे हैं सरकार के साथ कि ये 8,500 पंचायतों में इस केंद्र की स्थापना हो, और वहां पर इन तमाम एक फैसिलिटेटर हो जो लैपटॉप हैंडल करें, वहीं की महिला हो। और वो एक चीज है कि लैपटॉप और कंप्यूटर जो है वो सिर्फ पढ़े लिखों का एजेंडा नहीं है, यदि वो सेमी लिटरेट भी है और वो प्रैक्टिकली वो हैंडल करना यदि उनको दिया जाए टेक्नोलॉजी, तो वो उसके साथ फ्रेंडली होंगे। समय का अभाव है, कुछ और पूछना हो तो आप हमसे अलग में बात कर सकते हैं। आप लोगों ने समय दिया, धन्यवाद।
Thank you, sir, for giving your inputs and actually, the ground level realities to us. I would now ask the audience if they have any questions to the panelists out here. Okay. Now we'll ask Shri Kanchan Kapoorji to please come on the stage and have a token of acceptance to all the speakers out here, please. Yes, sir, please.
Before the session ends, I would like to clarify one thing. The Principal Secretary IT was telling about the verification. Basically, it's a mandate of the Parliament. While legislating the Passport Act in 1967, the Parliament said that issue passport only after making verification. So the bureaucracy cannot go beyond the mandate of the Parliament. And second thing, the horizontal integration we are also doing. There is a national level software is being developed. Rather, application is being developed. That is called CCTNS. We are also interested to issue passport without any verification because, in fact, verifying the identity of your own people, this is a colonial thinking. So we put up the matter to our parliamentary standing committee that we are not interested to make any sort of verification for issuance of passport. So allow us to issue passport without any verification. Only one Aadhaar-enabled passport platform we will prepare, and we will issue the passport based upon the Aadhaar number. So we have not been given nod. Most of the members of the parliament they said no, you can't issue passport without proper verification because passport is issued only to the Indian nationals, and we should not err in our functioning, do the verification. So we are also doing horizontal integration with the CCTNS, that is Crime and Criminal Network Tracking System, and we are very hopeful that within a year we will be able to issue passport within 3 days' time with the help of the system, with the help of the e-governance. This is what I was interested to say. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, very much for your valuable inputs. So, yeah. No, in fact, we'll, yeah. Okay. A round of applause. Have one group photo.